than the Facebook one. Hello, Melanie. I'm just waiting to see here. It says that I'm not fully connected, but let's see. Let me see. It says I am live. Hello, everyone who will be watching later. There I am. So I am on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Hello. Hello. Let me just get back here. I was having some complications. Hello, Linda Green. And Kevin and Michelle and Felicia and Destiny and Melanie. Who else we got? Des, hello. Kenzie, Megan, Marianne, hello. Karen, hello. Edie, hello. So we're just waiting for some people to join in. I just got in here. For anyone who's new, this is my page. I am Corrie Thorne. I am an emotional spiritual consultant, psychic medium, healer, teacher, author, and founder of More Than Existing, and many other things. Past life healer. I just show up. So welcome. We're just letting some people get in. I did say that I was going to try to make Tuesday nights my night to get in. Last Tuesday, I did not because I was actually in Edmonton. I was out teaching my first out of house experience. I actually left the house. Hello, Sherry and Auntie Jack. I left the house last week and spent 4 days in Edmonton. I was teaching to some amazing people in Edmonton for 3 days, and so I'm back again this week. And it came down to I didn't even think I was even going to make it to teach in there because I got very ill before I went. And no, it wasn't COVID. It was like I think it was a gallbladder attack. But I made her. Hello, Judy and Vera and Jaden. Hi. So last Tuesday I said I was going to try to make Tuesdays, but they're going to depend on where I am and what I'm doing, because all of a sudden my schedule has gone crazy again, and I am back out. I'm teaching in person. I'm working in person. I'm back. I'm in Drift Pile. I'm in Drift Pile in a few weeks, or next week. Is it next week? On the 3rd. I'm actually speaking at a women's event in Drift Pile. Oh, look at that. Mama and son are here. And so I'll be in Drift Pile, and then I'm in Slave Lake for a night. I'm working out of the Source. They asked me to come in and do an afternoon. I happened to be in the store as I was driving through, and they asked me to come back. So I'm Drift Pile, and then I'm in Slave Lake, and that's already booked up. And then I'm back in Edmonton the end of March to teach again. So lots happening. So it's good to be back. But we are doing this one on the 2-2-2-2-2. So this is a 2-2-2-2-2 day. This is the power of the master builder energy. It is a day of old. This is the day the old door closes and new doors open. So new portals open. It is a day of shift. Somebody asked earlier, and I just seen it, so I'm sorry I didn't respond. But they were asking about chest pains and feeling heavy breathing today, like it's finding it hard to breathe. And that is the shift in the energy. But I mean, I'm also not a doctor, so I can't tell you if you're having chest pains. I can't tell you that it's nothing. It could be something more, who knows? But it is a day where there is a big energetic shift. And it's also a big energetic shift because we've just shifted into that Piscean energy. But we had some big shift in Saturn return, I think it is. So there's some big shift in Saturn return that's been going on. And so that also brings some heavy energy, some big energy, and some big shifts. We are operating from the heart right now. That's the energy coming in. We're working from the heart. So this is heart-centered healing. Tonight we're working with heart-centered healing. And you can also catch more of me on Sunday in the events on my page. And this is for anybody. On Sunday, I am doing a 1-hour introduction into healing through the white light energy. and the angelic connection. So it's an introduction into an upcoming weekend class that I have. So this Sunday, it is a free webinar, but you have to register. So you can register for it. And then if you feel like you want to sign up and take the whole weekend event, that'll be coming up in March. Yay. I would love to see you there. But if not, you don't need to. It is me giving, being able to share some of this work that where my heart is really, truly heading into. And what I'm working with so much now is the light, and making sure to stay in the light and working from that place of being heart-centered. So it's right on my Facebook page. If you're on YouTube, you'll have to go to my Facebook page or to my YouTube or to my website to see it. And it is a 1 hour free webinar. If you're on, if you're on the subscription list, if you're subscribing to the newsletters, then you'll get all of those updates of everything that is also coming. And you can pull a daily card. So on my website, you can go in and click on the cards, and it brings you right to a TikTok video that'll give you a little message each and every day. Hi, everyone who's coming in. Really, Felicia, I'm interested. I told you something 2 years ago came true yesterday. Huh. Interesting. See, that's what I talk about. When people ask me timelines, the spirit world don't have timelines. It's all the one time. So it's like the only place that has this time is us here on earth. Like we create this time. This time was created for the need for control, just like establishments to get order, to get organization. And I don't mean control in like everything was there to like squish us. I mean like to have some sort of order in our world, some sort of like way of tracking. And so in spirit world, when people say, when I say I see this happening, and say how long, I mean, I could say, when I see the sun come back out. So it could be spring, but you never know if it's this spring, next spring. So it all happens in divine timing. Interesting, Felicia. You've been enjoying those web cards? Good, good, good. And let's see. Melissa, happy Tuesday, right? Yes, it is such a Tuesday. So we're in here in some really powerful energy tonight. I'm working in some very powerful energy. I've been working in a lot of healer energy and working through, I've been really stepping back into the healer that's within me and working from that place. So we'll see what comes tonight. Let's see what the cards bring. And it's funny because there's 33 people here. So we are working through this energy. I do want to open up with a card for everybody. And yes, I am choosing some cards tonight. That's why we're here. And so I am going to choose some cards for everybody. And we'll see who gets pulled. Let's see what we got. We'll see how many we get. And just because we're getting a card don't mean we're going to bring in spirit. It means I'll pull a card and we'll see what else comes. We'll see what it brings for you. But your head has been sore today. And it's because today is like an ascension day. So it's like we're leaving behind. So when we talk about the old, leaving behind the old, we're also closing our old self. So like we're shedding parts of us and old systems within ourselves, old beliefs within ourselves, old energy within ourselves. So there's old energy, old beliefs, old things that are being left behind today. So, your head may be hurting because there may be some sort of ascension happening and breaking out of so much of this physical body and breaking into another part of the subtle bodies of ourselves. That's often what's happening here. Sid, you want to get up? Sorry, I got to put a dog up. Hold on. And where we are is eventually my new office. Thank you, Kelly. Lindsay, you know me. I don't have any set ritual for 222. Every ritual I do is in the moment, in the day. I don't have anything that's particular for me. For me, my ritual for any of these days is to write through the energy. And I ask myself some real powerful questions on these days. And I ask myself, what is being left behind? What am I leaving behind? What am I now done with? But I've been working at this for for like 20 freaking years. But the last 4 years have been a big one. And for me, I've been working through that Chiron return. I've been working through that wounded healer. And so my ass had been kicked big time. So today I can tell you that the Seraphim angels have stepped in big time back in here. And so with that, then now I did do this today. So my candle has been burning all day. I did work with a brown candle today, Lindsay. So I have a brown candle with golden specks in it. That's been burning all day. And around it, I have a muggle and I have a multivite. So I have multivite, muggle, and I have a fairy glass put in the window. And I have the blood of Isis. I have the blood of Isis, and I have a smoky quartz. So I've had that going all day. So that's what I have happening today. And I never know why. I don't ask why, I just do. I never ask why, I just do. I live from the place of spirit. So I work from the place of spirit. So our first card out for everyone. You seen them too today? Yeah. So these beautiful big angelic beings are very, very present today. I can feel them. And I had to go ask who was here. So I have Evangelina was one of the angels that I pulled up, who is a messenger. And I also have Dara. So I have Dara as one of the angels that is here with us today. And Dara is one of the wise ones, is one of the ancients of the, I mean, they're all ancient that's out there, but one of the ancients. And so then I had one more, and I had to really look through the names of who I was getting. And I actually have Azrael here today. And Azrael is the angel of death. And so I have that angel also that's very present with us today. So our first card out is we have the Emperor. I am in the Tarot. I love your face too, Ronita. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad everybody's here. And Sid, and yes, so for anyone who's new, the cat with the teddy bear is Princess Leia. Jazz, stop it. Jazz, no. And then I'll turn a little bit for you so you'll know what you hear snoring. So what you hear snoring is these creatures over here, right there. That's what you hear snoring. That's Sid and Jazz. And so they're over there snoring away and making lots of noise. So that's what you're hearing, just so you know. Okay, so our first card out is, and I am pulling cards. I am pulling cards for people, but I have to open up the space and open up the room and call in the energy. So I do this very live and very in the moment and very spontaneous. I'm a channel. So for those who don't know, I just don't come in and just pick a card and read the card, or I'm a channel. So I'm a channel and a mystic. I work through that energy and seeing through that future energy that's coming in here. And I work with the angels and everything else that's out there. And so the card that's coming in first for us, though, is the Emperor. And the Emperor ties to that Aryan energy, that Aries energy. And this is like that passion, that drive, that desire, that sense of like just truly discovering what it is to live in that place of faith. Sometimes that desire and determination that comes with the ego and from the shadow aspect of self truly is us fighting. You get such a passionate desire to get what you want. I want this. I want the life to go this way. I want life to look like this. This is how I want things to be. This is what I want. And it's like, but that's not how this works. And so how this works is that it is truly about our connection that we make into that place of being connected to that God consciousness, into that higher sense of consciousness, the Christ consciousness, the connection to the wisdom that is outside of ourselves. No matter what human knowledge we gain, no matter what book you read, no matter what story you get, it is infused with human opinions, views, and thoughts. The wisdom that is out there that we channel through and work with, that wisdom is untainted by any human opinion. And so it does not need proof. We don't look for proof. We don't look for the validation. We just allow it to appear. And then we allow it to unfold, to open itself up, to become something. So a lot of the information and a lot of things that are here for us become like seeds. We plant the seeds of intention. And so the seeds of intention of purity and of pure love and unconditional love is not about bringing forth what we want in life. It's about what do we need to live our truest life? What do we need to live in that sense of finding peace within? And that includes us being an active member in our own growth and our own development, that we have to be doing the work that needs to be done. It's one thing to receive a message, but what are you doing about it? What are you doing to make those changes in your life? So this is powerful on this day. And as we're coming from this sense of opening up our hearts, is that, you sometimes have to open your heart to the inside, open the back door to your heart and bring it into you and look into the other side. So look into the shadow, just like the stones, just like the cards. So oracle cards, stones, everything has a light side and a shadow side. We have a light side and a shadow side. And that sense of that ego is deeper, confidence has two sides. It has the side that's of the faith and the knowing, and then it has the side of trying to make sure you prove yourself in the world to be somebody, and even if it's somebody you're not really. So the Emperor brings forth that energy that it's about who do you have faith in? What do you have faith in? Is it your truest of self, or is it that shadow self? Is it the side of you that now that you're trying to, the life or the version of you you're trying to drag through that door and bring in? And so this journey and this journey that we take and this walking this way is truly about what we are willing to face and look at within our own selves. And what is that desire? Like, what do we desire the most in our lives? What are we seeking and searching the most in our lives? And who are we seeking and searching it for? And so that's why it's like when you just allow the wisdom to come and not need to really prove anything, is that you stop justifying, right? And you start to have that faith that beautiful things are, I see beautiful things coming, but I have to walk into the light of my beautiful self. So first you got to see that beauty. You got to become that beauty. And the seraphim angels, the Sephirim angels, seraphims, whatever you want to call them, the angels, they love to play tricks on me. So those angels, you can actually not look into the face of. The light is so bright. It is a white flame, a white fire like flame. And they open up like that they open up like this, like that of, I always say, to me, when I see some of them, they look like what do they look like? They look like a tiger lily. Like, and as it opens up like this. And so not all look like that, but a lot look like that. And so that is the essence of, your truest of self. It's hard to look at ourselves. It's hard to stay in the light when love and light is coming at us. So when like in church, they talk about being in the power, being in that energy, and people are like, oh, fuck, like that's creeping me out. That's weird. Like, I don't want to stay. It's because it's very uncomfortable to stay in something so pure and so loving. It's like somebody like feeling like that, being overly loved and you don't know what to do with it. Someone's being too nice to you. And you're like, oh, gotta be something wrong with this. Well, that's what it feels like to be in that light. And we're so comfortable to be in our shadows and in the shadow self that we actually find ourselves wanting to be in that light because it's more comfortable to be there than it is to be in that beautiful light of unconditional love. So we run from that light. We find every reason to be there. And so tonight and today, we're in this energy. We're in this energy of the purest of light. I've been in it for weeks. I've been in it every time I come in. And today is also my Aunt Louise's birthday. The last time I was in my live was the day after my Aunt Louise had returned to spirit world, and today would have been, or today is, not would have been, today, if she had been here, she'd be celebrating her 70th birthday today. So this is also her birthday celebration, that I'm celebrating her today and celebrating her, you know, her time with us in this world. So, because she was always in these lives. So we want to open up that space. So we just open up the space. We open up the energy, and you'll probably see me get very warm and hot and flustered looking. And that's me. That's me calling in the healer energy. So I'm starting back up where I don't know where I'm going, but I think Wendy Heap. Wendy, I think you were one of the first ones to ask for a card. So I'm going to go to Wendy Heap. And we're going to put the Emperor back in. So this is us, you know, like now today we're holding in the faith. And what do we need that's for our highest good? If you have a specific question, if you get called and you have a specific question, please ask a specific question. Don't leave me guessing. Okay, so Wendy is here. So Wendy, did you have something that you wanted to ask? So I don't know if you have something, Wendy, you can ask it. Oh, Wendy, I actually got the opposite of the Emperor, and I got the Empress card. That's very interesting for me. So we went to the Emperor to the Empress, and I got the Six of Wands, but it's in protection. And when I got the Six of Wands, I got shielded. Something that's being protected or shielded. And see, there's her coat of arms down here. She's got her light with her, and she's in that light, and she knows she's in that light, and she's got that sense of protection. And then we have the Six of Wands, that where that same shield has the wands around it. So it has the fire energy, and it has something that comes into that sense of the light. And we have the sun coming up right here. So you just want to confirm you're on the right path. So this actually confirms you're on the right path, because for some reason, that sense of protection that you've had around you, and of course, I'm not reading my tarot exactly as I would if I was doing a tarot reading. I'm using them I use them as guides when I'm channeling. So there is this healer energy that's around you. I feel like what's in your control is now in your control. Behind what's getting my attention is actually the waterfall. And the waterfall feels like, you know, it's like when you know, it's so up, if you walked farther up, you probably wouldn't know there's a ledge that drops off. But the flow of the water and the speed of the water, the closer it gets to the edge of the falls, will start to tell that truth. So I feel like there is something in your life right now that feels like it's getting closer to a truth, something that's closer to kind of that over, and not over to an unsafe place. It just falls down into another body of water, right? That just forms into another body of water. So there's something of a shift that is happening for you, Wendy. And that shift that's happening is changing this energy, or a shift that's happening within you. So I feel like for you, this is actually something of, you know, those thoughts, words that you feed yourself in the subconscious mind. There is something that is being like, you're freeing yourself, or you're no longer telling yourself some sort of story, because as things are changing, and what if it feels like time is speeding up? It feels like everything is coming faster and faster and faster. But I feel like it's like coming to a pivotal point of where there's a shift and a change that's happening in your life, or something that's unfolding in your life. And, you know, just when we think we're there, it's like, woo, but it's like you're making the leap off that waterfall. So it's not that you have to, it's like, you know, the peacefulness is here. You know, you have to go that way. You know, you have to go that direction. And then, you know, there is that waterfall moment. You know, there's something that's like pouring in here. So it does feel like it's in the light. It does feel like it's something that's good. Speeds up with age. Yes, it does. And so, but it's also telling us that that also brings in some deeper healing, and that there is like this protection of like angelic spiritual protection that's around you and wrapping around you as you have to go through some of these changes, or as some of these changes are unfolding within your life. And so there's still some changes coming. And it does have a lot of fire energy. There's a lot of water and there's a lot of fire around you. I have a lot of water and a lot of fire around you. So there is some changes here. I do pick up Aries and I pick up Sagittarius. Like I'm picking up those energies around you. So I have fire, but then I'm also picking up that Piscean energy, which we're in Pisces season, but I'm also picking up Scorpio. So I'm also feeling that Scorpio energy around you. And so Scorpio energy can sometimes be a little bit of a sting. And so there is a little bit of everything that's flowing through, but there is change. And this brings in healing in the sacral and in the solar plexus for you. Sacral, solar plexus. So in the womb area, below the belly button, that's where we hold our emotions. That's where our connections to family is. But then we also move into the solar plexus. That also then comes into, that brings us into, our will, our sense of power. That's coming right here. So there is something that's being lit up. You are protected by the angels and the guides. You can let your own defenses down. You're able to just be free and just go with the flow and just trust what is happening, because I just feel like you're in a transition and a change. Something is happening. Hope that helps you. That relates to your human design course? Good. Good. Yay. Well, there's your confirmation. Okay. Juanita McHugh. Juanita McHugh. Are you still here? McHugh. Juanita, are you still here? Just trying to see if Juanita is still here. Juanita is. There she is. Okay. This card is going to be for you. You're the next one on my list. You're the next one who comes up for me. All right. And hello, everyone else who is joining in that's here with us. Okay, Juanita, if you have a question, you can ask the question. You can put the question in the comment box. Just type it out for me. And there comes my white angels for you. So I knew the angels are with you. I feel like for you, you ask your question, and I'm just going to talk. So there's a lot of self-judgment or self-criticism. You're making lots of assumptions that's leaving you into, being a victim of your own stories. And I just feel like there's like some sort of judgment that you're up on yourself, or criticism that keeps you in this emotional energy, this lower vibrating energy. And the change cannot happen in our lives from that place. So the card that comes out is a 10-10. It's a 20. So this is like the power of fives, which also brings in, are things going to get a little bit, are things going to get a little bit better? Ta-da! As we bring this card in, right? So we have endings coming in. And so all of the head stories, the mind stories, how hard you are on yourself, the sense of judgment, it takes you, it's like there's a time and a place where we have to make peace with what was. What was. And so I am picking up like a motherly energy around you on top of the angelic realm. So I have these angelic energy. I have this angelic energy around you, and I do have the angels coming in around you, and I'm picking up this sense of like the purest of old wisdom. So I know I'm picking up this Dara energy that's around you right now, but this judgment, and I just said like there is peace, like to be able to make peace. So in her hands, when you look at the judgment, is her trumpet is blowing, so there is something of a celebration and there is peace in her hands. The angel is bringing forth the pure white light energy to help you through some sort of healing process for you to start to free your mind of some of the stories that are holding you hostage, and that is imprisoning you in your own mind. Your heart is not open. And so your heart is so closed off that how can this beautiful love that they're trying to bring into you be able to help you when your heart is so closed down? It's like you've got this wall, this shield over it. And when we look at her, it's like she's finally kind of washing ashore, like she has exhausted her energy. She's surrendering. So there's a surrender that has to take place for you to just surrender it all over. You keep trying to force this healing or trying to control outcomes and things happening in your life. And it's like it's in you kind of got to put it into the hands of God and the angels right now, into the creator, into source, into. And what that means is that you give it into your heart, open your heart up to receiving. I feel like that sense of judgment is that you're waiting for that sense of validation, waiting for something to be, waiting for something to unfold within your life, waiting for something to come. And it's like what you want and how you want to see it is not always, it doesn't come as we think it should, but beautiful things do show up. Oh, yay, moles. I'm so glad you're here. I love you, little puppy. And so Juanita, like this is something that is saying to you, these angels are here for you. The guides are here for you. Everything that you need is here now to be of service to you, to help you receive the help, support that you need from this world that's out here. You have to just surrender in, allow your heart to open, and allow this to flow through you, because there is this charged forward energy. You got the Chariot, and it's like it's trying to help you go forward. It's the this and that's, right? It's the there's always going to be something that challenges us. Life is always going to have us in somebody else's fated experiences. We're always going to be, we're going to have to always face a loss or a change or, a struggle. There's always going to be another mountain. But it's not about it saying that stops us. Is what do we learn from those experiences and how do we grow beyond that? And to live for those loved ones who are not here, and that we live for them. We don't, we don't let ourselves, die in those experiences when we want to be in touch with them and we want to connect to them. We have to rise our energy. So there is a rise and a shift in energy of coming up so that we can come and meet that energy and meet that light and feel the awe and the wonders that is here to take place. And I just keep getting your jaws clenched, like very tight through here. And it's like, what do I need to let go of now? What do I need to free? And so all that past, today is the day the door fucking closes. And I'm going to say it the way that we speak. The door is fucking closing. The past is the past. And that past, you have to be willing to close the door on some of the thoughts, some of the words, some of the language, some of the ways that you look at things. And you have to say this to yourself: I am now making that commitment to me. Because the angels are here to burn it away, to burn away the energy, to cut the energetic cords that you've either attached into somebody else or someone else has attached into you of the old stories. let them go, cut those cords, release that, and free yourself of that energy, because it is not serving you and it's not serving your highest good. And you're here to now rise above that and to walk this new path. This chariot is saying, let's just start charging forward. You don't need to look to forward. You don't need to look to that. What is somebody else doing before you can move forward? You're being told that you are moving forward based on trusting spirit, trusting the spirits and the guides to guide you forward. There's a little voice that's talking to you. There's a little voice inside that's saying it is time for you to get going, it's time for you to move, and it's time for you to start shifting. So less judgmental and critical and being so critical on yourself, less of that guilt and shame story, whatever it is. I don't know exactly what it is, but that's the energy. And so a lot less of that. And it's time for you now. And so not you working on it, you're surrendering it, because that's the problem. The way you're trying to work on it is not working. The way you're trying to work on it is not working. So this is about you saying, I don't know exactly how to do this or what to do, but you do. Those out there do. So you're giving it over and just saying, all I have to do is now open up my heart and allow in the love and the light and that's here now to guide me. I trust. All I have to do is stop my own self from talking some of this harsh language that I speak to myself. And all of the rest will start to unfold for you. There's a new, beautiful day that's waiting to appear. And that's what it's trying to tell you. And I hope in some way that helps you. Hello, everyone who's joining in. And then Jaden Ward. Jaden Ward, are you still here? Let those walls down. There's a lot of good love coming in for you, 180. You got to let it in. Still here. Yay. I have a sense to do a quantum leap card for you, Jaden. Stay with me, everybody. Stay with me. I'm trying to get through, people. Jaden. So, Jaden, I'm working through the blue light flame for you. So I have the blue light flame coming in, and I feel like this blue light flame is coming in with Archangel Michael. So I have Archangel Michael coming in, and the card and the angel of strength, and also with Archangel Michael, behind Archangel Michael, or with Archangel Michael, is one of those Shemiel, Archangel Shemiel. So we have Archangel Shemiel and we have Archangel Michael coming in. I feel like we're blending a blue and a white light together for you. So there is some purity and there is some sense of divine strength that's coming in for you. Yes, lots on your plate. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I feel like some of whatever's on your plate or whatever you got going on around you is that Archangel Michael is coming to lessen your load or lighten your load for you, coming to give you some clarity, to look at things in a different way, to explore things in a different way. So how do I give this to you? Okay, so how do I give this to you? This is what they got for me. So, so when we look at the properties of a diamond, a diamond has the aspect of a light side and a dark side, just like I was talking about earlier. But a diamond it absorbs all energy. It absorbs all energy, and then it amplifies it. So whether it is a you know, whether it's something that's a more positive influenced, like it could be, you know, you could, so a diamond, if somebody's wearing a diamond and you walk into a room and there's somebody fighting, it will automatically pick up the energy of whatever's happening. And then it amplifies it. And then you or the other person in the room will react and respond to the transmuted energy that's coming back out. So diamonds are very iffy to work with. Diamonds are something that when you're working with diamonds is that you really have to recognize that diamonds have aspects of both. So you yourself, Jaden, are kind of like that diamond energy. You have a powerful strength, Archangel Michael says to tell you. You have that empath strength. So when you absorb energy, it amplifies it based on the emotions that you are existing within or the emotions of somebody else. So you may be feeling this intensity of this energy because it has amplified, it has been given like some sort of life of its own. And so that sense of life of its own that it has been giving, then it amplifies out. So like the energy around you or your own energy becomes amplified by just being absorbed and then coming back out. So for you, it's very wise for you to work with Archangel Michael, to allow Archangel Michael to stand in front of you, behind you, to the sides of you, top and bottom, to deflect off some of this energy so that you're not absorbing it and then letting it transmute itself through you. So for you, Archangel Michael says, call me in when you're in situations or when you're dealing with the things that are on your plate so that you can gain clarity, not give more weight, more energy to the things, and so that you can chisel out, so that then you can create a plan from a much calmer state that gives you clarity and a clear perspective of how you want to move forward. Because when it's all comes in and it all comes in at the one time, it just becomes too much. Archangel Michael will take the energy, transmute it back, and bring it back to you as love, as wisdom, as that sense of being able to guide you through. And then that beautiful Sandalov energy or Shamuel energy that's coming in is saying that, like that energy is then bringing in the pure, like purifying your energy, so that you'll know what's your energy, so that you'll know what is your truth. So you'll know that that's what you feel. You'll know the difference between your emotions and your moods, right? Like that sense of how am I reacting and responding? And am I in a mood, right? It's like mood rings. So mood rings change based on the mood that we're in, right? So you put on a mood ring and it will kind of tell on you what mood you're in. So this then brings purity in so that, you know, you're not kind of in that mood energy. And so it's like, your energy then becomes your, you know, a much calmer mood, a much more tranquil place to work from. So see yourself in that energy, but know that you cannot work it alone, and know that you need to work with Archangel Michael for a while. I feel like you need to work with Archangel Michael for a while. And Archangel Michael will deflect this for you. It will deflect front, back, top, bottom, all the way around, so that no matter where you're walking and where you are, that you can then, you know, you can deflect that energy, take it in, and then back into you. He gives you the courage to make the choices that you need to make. There is some changes that are in the works for you, and some more, you know, some more changes. I just see, like, I see through this blue veil, like this blue wall, like I'm looking through this blue energy, and just knowing that, you know, there's a whole part of you that is here to be. You have a little bit of your mother. You have that teacher energy in you. You would love for people to be able to listen to you. And that's where some of the frustration comes in. You know, that speaking to people who don't want to hear what you have to say. That was one of my not true selves. In my human design, that really played into my not true self, was the fact that I was speaking to people who didn't want to hear what you had to say. So finding your way into that. So you have the teacher energy. So there's this quantum leap. And so sometimes our greatest teachers are our experiences. Sometimes the greatest teachers are those that challenge us. Sometimes those greatest teachers are the experiences where we don't think we're prepared for, but we discover we have more tools than we thought we had. And so some of those tools that you have that are now in you, within you, that you've learned, that you've discovered, is also saying to you, you will be able to use these when you are in that state of clarity within your mind, when you're not letting yourself be amplified and charged up on this energy in a negative way, or in a unpleasant way, or in a way that just doesn't feel, a natural state of being. Because first of all, we have to find that natural state of being. So for you, you have to discover, what is my natural state of being? It just feels like you've been in that struggle, that that challenging energy for so long. And Archangel Michael's like, give that to me, and we'll purify that for you. But you have to find that sense of your natural state of being. And I hope this helps you in some way, because there is that teacher energy. And I just feel like you're really, truly stepping in with people and being able to build, beautiful, healthy relationships with people. But more than that, the one that, you're here to learn, to come into that soul, to take your soul's journey, and not the reflection of what we're supposed to be, in not so much being taking the human world so personal, but making that personal relationship within you, that you come into that understanding of what your inner authority is, and finding that sense of yourself. And I hope that helps you, Jaden. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. I'm glad that makes sense for you. Hello, everyone who's coming in. I'm working my way through. And I'm hot. I am in such healer energy. Karen, McKinney, Karen Roseanne McKinney, are you still here? And hello, my friend Lisa Star Francis. You're very welcome, Jaden. So welcome. You're there. Okay. And if you have a question, Karen, you can ask the question. And I will just go about, what I'm doing on my end. But if you have a question, you can ask your question as well. Karen, whew, I just got like this floodgate of energy, the floodgate of like the emotions, and whoa, Karen, it just like pushed me back. I can just feel this. I could feel this love coming in, and I could feel this power of energy coming in, like a flood. It's like a floodgate. It's just like I just could feel this gate opening, this energy opening. So, and this is coming in from that consciousness, and, being in this present. Whoa, should I leave this job? That's a challenging question. And so what we give back to that, we as me and my channels, what we give back to this is to that place of going into wisdom, not opinions or thoughts. So we ask of where you are the most dissatisfied. What is, where am I the most dissatisfied? Not what's not bringing me a sense of joy within myself and happiness within myself. And so they're asking you to ask yourself these powerful questions right now. Being in this present power and kind of taming that energy that keeps us like, when we just want to get up and we just want to run and we just want to run away from everything rather than confront things. I feel like there's something saying that you have to confront the issues that are at bay for you. What is coming up? And so we have the lion and we have the lioness. We have the masculine and feminine. And then we have the trainer in the middle. And so the trainer in the middle is like working from our consciousness. It's like working from our God code, this is working from our spirit. This is working from the essence of being centered, bound, and grounded. So both have different reasons why. So when we can learn that we have the essence within us to really, truly first tame our emotions, to calm the emotions, to gain some clarity, to approach what we need to approach, to find your voice, to ask the right questions to yourself, but also to not be afraid to confront any issues that are rising up for you in your work, in your job, so that, you know, you can at least say that you've done everything that you could before you make a choice to walk away from your job, before you make a choice to leave. I feel like there's just something more for you to do, to just have the courage to use the power of questioning in the, you know, your power of being right here, right now. Like, take your stand in that energy, and just truly connect. Whoa, something just happened. And just truly connect to that energy and be present with it, because that's coming up for you. Now, so, and then you're going to know. And then you're going to know if that's going to be the right choice for you. Right? Yeah. And so that's how you're going to approach this. That's how you're going to approach this. So that then you can truly get that. You'll know. You will know instantly. You're going to feel it. And then when you feel it in your gut, then you're not in your head. It's not a head story. You're not, you're not playing around in your heart. It's not some fear story. There is some real truth that'll really, truly come up for you there. And you'll be able to acknowledge it. You'll be able to work through it. You'll be able to sit in it, and you'll be able to know. And so you also got that Judgment card, but you also got the Tower card. So we do have Judgment, and we have this in reverse. So this is coming out in reverse. So it's like there's something of a transformation or change, but it's like this is that shadow self that you're working with, and allowing that shadow self energy to be that sense of, don't make choices from our fear self, from our shadow, our not true self, the mass self, whatever it may be. What it's telling us is that here's a Tower moment. So there is an ending that's coming. There's something that's like, so there is like, if we're not built on a strong foundation, we'll always be constantly building and falling apart, building and falling apart. So this is about you first making the choice to do the foundation work, get the foundation strong, and then build up from there. And then you'll know exactly what you need to do. You'll know exact job that you need to do. And you'll know the direction that you're going. But there is change that is on its way for you. And so when you look at this and there's a drop down, it's like you see the top of the tower breaking. You see the lightning coming in. And so this is like in the hands of God. So it's like nature, Mother Nature is in charge. There is something more in charge than us. So as much as we try to control our circumstances and our jobs, when something is not meant for us or designed for us, life spits us out. Life spits us out. No matter how much we try to hold on, life will spit us out. And then then we're like, I don't know how that happened or why that happened. I don't know how that happened to me, because you're trying to freaking control it, right? You're trying to be in charge of it. And so it's just saying to you that you don't have to be so in charge of it. It's like, this is, what's going to unfold. It will unfold if you just do your part and do those things, and there will be some sort of change that's coming in. I have the beautiful Queen of Swords. And so these women, this angel, this woman, they're all in the purity of white. So I can tell you, when you're in pure thought, there is change. And so she's really, truly making up her mind and her decision. She is moving forward. And behind her, you got those beautiful birds that are floating around. But, you don't want to be feeding off scraps. You don't want to be feeding off scraps. You want the good stuff, right? So it's like, you don't want to leave yourself in a desperate situation, or a situation where you're trying to control the outcome and, your ego makes that choice and decision. You want to know that if you just take the right steps, something beautiful is unfolding for you. Something is coming in, and you just got to get in, connected to that higher self, and just trust that energy, and just in that knowing. And really, truly then trust the gut, because it is unfolding for you, and there will be change coming. But I think it's like that change of like allowing the flow to just bring it in for you. So I hope that helps you. Thank you. Okay. I have to breathe out a lot of energy. So there's a lot of energy in here tonight. There's a lot of energy in here tonight. A lot. Nikki Lee. You are so welcome, Karen. So welcome. Are you still here, Nikki Lee? Hello, everyone. Sid feels it too. Yes, Sid feels it too. Look at her. Look at them. Like that daybed was just put in here for them. That's it. Solely for that's actually going in Sadie's room. Sadie has claimed that bed. Okay, so Nikki Lee is not here. I don't see her. So I'm going to move forward. And I'm listening for who to call, guys, by the way. So we'll see what else we got here. Yeah, they're cute, all right. I had someone else that was coming right after Nikki. Oh, they all sleep together, yes. Jamie Lee. Is Jamie Lee still here? Kevin, that reminder might just be your little dog with you tonight, too. Is Jamie Lee still here? And then I'm going to go to Lisa Star Francis, actually. Okay, Jamie Lee is not here either. Oh, ladies, you're missing out. Okay, so Lisa Star Francis, this card is going to be for you then. And if the other ladies come back, I will still pull them a card. So Lisa Star Francis. I know how much she loves to get a card. I'm trying to get as many as I can. Oh, interesting. So I'm going to read this how I get this, okay? I'm going to read this how I get it, not how the... So I have the Knight of Swords. And I have the Three of Pentacles. But the pictures that's in them has really intrigued me. So what comes up for me is it feels as if, you know, the white knight in shining armor? I feel like there is a white knight in shining armor story. Something of a you know, the unexpected that's just coming in. There's something working in the energy, in the air, something unexpected, something that truly is, this is not a challenge. This is not challenging. This, you know, something that challenges the world energy, but there's something in creation. And when we see the Three of Pentacles, we see she is painting, and she's painting these beautiful yellow flowers. So she's painting something into creation. There's something that's being created into creation, mind, body, spirit connection. So beyond the body, beyond the mind, and into spirit, something is working on your behalf or on the behalf that is bringing into life or into spirit, from spirit form into human form, some sort of change, something that will bring forth change. But it's painting the new flowers. And with them, she's also painted like this butterfly, but she's working on the fourth flower. So they talk about three, but the power four to me. So when it comes to a fourth in me and in my energy, what I pick up with this fourth is that beyond the mind, body, soul connection, beyond the mind, body, soul connection is the Christ light. it is that, I am going to get a little, into my Jesus energy that I get into here when I channel Jesus. So I'm channeling, I say I'm in relationship with four versions of Jesus. So, and I have been since I was a little girl. Jesus was a healer who walked upon earth. In spirituality, we channel Jesus. We don't all. I channel Jesus. And so Jesus energy, and in the form of Jesus energy after the cave, like coming from the dark into the light, after death into spirit form. So that light of the Lord Jesus Christ energy, the Christ-like light, the light that brings about the things that are impossible to everybody and to the world, that is on its way. And somehow, some form, some way, that is unfolding. And I just keep picking up, wait to see what Easter brings us. Wait to see what spring brings us. Something is being painted into creation or created into creation. Something is unfolding in beautiful ways that brings about a change. And this is a prophecy. Once again, if anyone knows me and Lisa Starr Francis, when we get together, I start channeling prophecy. And so there's something of a prophecy that is bringing forth that sense of change. And it's just saying, just stay in relationship with you right now. Just stay where you are. Just stay in this energy. Just put your faith and your trust, because something is going to unfold that brings about that change. And then we pull another 3, and we pull the 3 of Wands, and show she's holding that staff in the middle. Here's the 2 choices right here. This staff is that of that guidance. Is that ship coming in, or is that ship going out? Here's the sunrise. There's a new day. And so there is wisdom coming. There's something coming in that brings about a big change. And truly knowing that burning desires in our hearts, that burning knowing in our hearts, that connection to that Jesus energy, and that journey of that Jesus energy, is that there is always something beyond, even when it feels like all hope is gone, feels like things have done. It's not the end of the road. It's the beginning. And so the ending is the beginning, and something new and big is about to unfold. Ta-da. And my heart just went, whoa. My heart just like, whoa. And I could just feel that explosion. I could just feel that energy. And yes, for all those who don't know, I channel Jesus, I channel God, and I speak the voice of this God conscious energy in these messages. And it was something I hid for a long time. It's something people like Lisa Starr Francis are very aware of what I do. But this is a prophecy, Lisa. And all that angst you got in your heart, let it go right now. Let it go. I love you. Thank you. And on to that one, I'll go to Nikki. See, so you ladies were meant to be stepped out so I could get to this message that I needed to get through for Lisa. It's full of love. Yes. And that's how it works. So if you want to see me do a lot more of that, then you will see that in my light worker course stuff. You had an experience too today? Oh, so see, there's some validation. Okay, I will call you later. All right, back to Nikki, because Nikki is back. She had a phone call, so she's back. Nikki, if you have a question, you can ask your question. And I'm going to move on to Nikki now. Oh, Nikki. Okay. Nikki. So I'm going to call you up and out a little bit here with love, with absolute love. They're calling you up and out with love. And this is the angelic realm. This actually feels very pixie, very fairy-like. Actually, this is elemental. So this is coming from like that, the bottom of our toes all the way up. Our childlike energy, that mystical, magical, and that sense of like just knowing. So there is, when we cross that bridge and we take the journey into connecting into our sense of knowing, our sense of growth, our sense of maturity. And I don't mean like maturing as I mean like your spiritual and emotional maturity. The stunted spots of where we get stuck in old stories or where old energy still has a hold on us. And so there is this sense of transformation that is trying to happen. And this is actually, so I have elementals, and then I also have Metatron. So I have the Metatron cube energy. I have the connection that connects us into this sense of that higher power. I feel like for you somehow there is that line that crosses from the emotional self into the higher self, over the bridge and into our heart, that there is still some heart-centered healing that needs to take place, because you're guarding and you're guarded and guarding parts of you, and you're hiding behind some of the mask. So sometimes our strength is crippling. So sometimes how strong we are, and we don't realize this, but sometimes how strong we are and how we try to be strong for the world, that super independence is actually us afraid to let ourselves be weak. So there is so many times in your life that you're not allowing yourself to be weak and vulnerable where you need to be. That sometimes that strength and having to be strong and having to be that is actually crippling, and it's actually stopping and holding you back in some of the areas where you need to let your vulnerability in. And you're being told it is safe to let that in. It is safe for you to let yourself be vulnerable. It is safe for you to let that energy in. Shall I start packing and getting ready to go? And we're going to get to that. And so this, for some reason, I feel like that Metatron brings us into the energy. There is a change. There's something that's happening, but you're still wearing the mask, right? So the intention to somehow be tough, to be strong, to be like, I got this, I can challenge this, I'm like, go, go, go. And it's saying, you have to sometimes face the shadows of yourself. And so this is telling us there is some sort of like those thoughts that we don't want to have to look at, we don't have to want to conquer. It's like, and that comes in your vulnerability. So there is some vulnerability. And I feel like this comes from some sort of energy of words that you may have heard. And you're like, fuck you, I'm going to prove you wrong. F you, I'm going to prove to the world. You have nothing to prove. You have nothing to prove to anybody. You have nothing to validate to anybody. And you have nothing that you have to keep trying to push and challenge yourself through. And so this is about you letting your softer side come in this new energy. And the old energy, that old sense of, it's like there's a soft, a gentler, because it's very exhausting and hard. I don't know if you've seen that, but this feather or something just went poof right down in front of me. It's exhausting and it's hard to be constantly trying to be that strong one, to be that rebellious energy, because that is a persona. That's the identity that we create, right? And so there's something of that that's just saying, sit back, freaking sit back, take that weight off you, take that armor off, take that shield off, and just allow yourself to just question your own thoughts, question those things that are there. And where did I get that? Where did I get that story? And why does that story have such a hold on me? And I mean, all about stories because you wrote a book, but it's like, and so this is about you being able to set yourself free of some of that before you move forward. There is some shifts and changes that are coming your direction, just so you know. And so there is change coming your way. There is change, but this is work that needs to be done. It's like, you got to come home. You got to come all the way home to you. You're like, you're like that 3/4 the way there. And then when you get 3/4 the way there, you're like, oh, I should just do something else now. Or I should just start another business now. Or I should just, so all of those things that we keep, we keep wanting to do and do and do, they're distractions sometimes from us putting the focus into ourselves. We get very focused on what we can do in the material world and not what we need to do within ourselves. So there is something of that is that little mist that you like, they're like giggling at you like they told on you. So this is the Fae energy. This is like coming from the elemental. This is coming from that earth core of where we sometimes have to trot and travel in the mystical and magical. And you got one kid who's very magical, who's kind of that, who's got that mystical energy. Well, so do you. So do you. And so we do have the heart stories that's coming in, and our heart relationship and romance that's coming in. And so your heart, when it's not that super independent, it's not like a rock. It's not that kind of energy, and you open it up, is that you know that, yes, I'm independent. Yes, I can do this on my own. Yes, I can miss Danica, right? And so you are actually so much more like her than you would have ever thought. And so, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. But do I really want to be always so doing everything so on my own? So letting in the love and support that will come, and having that, that healthy balance in relationships in your life truly is about you working through that super independence that is actually like a complex. It's like a trauma response that we have of feeling that sense of, so it's exhausting. So there's something that's been exhausting you, exhausting the energy, and it's time for you to start to slow down, breathe it through, and allow things to unfold, because the change will come and the change will happen. But you have some indecision facing you, and you're kind of looking at this. And so instead of just jumping just to jump or just to leap, get some real clarity around what it is that you really want and what you really want to do, and what you need in the future for support, and what love looks like when you let somebody fully into your heart, knowing that it's safe for you to open your heart. And that's when you'll see like that move unfold, or a change unfold within your life. So my dog just went, like my dog is like panting in the heat in the room. So that's the like that's how much power is in this message for you, that it's time for you to do it now. Hold on. The dog needed a drink. So Nikki, see all the distractions that you get around you. So there's a lot of distractions that keeps you from doing the things that you need to do. Don't anybody click on the link of something that just popped up on YouTube. I'll have to deal with that one later. Okay. All right. Yeah, Leia looks at them like, come on, grow up. That's why Leia looks at dogs. She's like, oh, you guys are so immature. You are so welcome, Nikki. This is definitely like that angelic energy. Like there's something here to guide you through this, and it will be beautiful as it comes in. And then you're going to be moving and shifting, and then you're going to be going. And so, yeah, just trust this part of the journey. Allow them to work with you. Okay. Let me see. Ronita. Ronita, are you still here? Yay. Okay, Ronita, here you go. And for everyone else, I'll see if I can get a couple more in. I'll see if I can stay and do a couple more. I'll see how the energy feels. And please share these videos. Share them out, and also go into the events and register yourself for my Sunday live webinar. It is free, and it's free. This one is a free one, and it is an introduction into a weekend course that I have coming up. But you don't have to sign up for that. That's not an obligation, but this is me giving you some of that work that I do on what I do behind the scenes of here. That's the work that I don't share so much in this world. So when you see me in here, and when you see me working in here, this is only a little aspect of what I do. This is where I don't call in all the power here. I don't work from that place in here. This is not the space where I like to bring in that. I work in a more private, a more quieter space when I work in that energy. So if you want to come into the pure white light energy and my angelic work and my light language, and I speak light language, and I do all kinds of woo-woo. I have all kinds of woo-woo about me that I do. So, and so yeah, if you want to come in and be a part of that webinar, you just register, and you can register in there and join in and be a part of it with me and just receive some of the healing light energy. It's an hour that you get to be there and be present. You get to be in the power. And I think it's a Sunday morning. I can't remember. I think it's Sunday morning. But it's on my event page. Okay, Ronita. So this card was blended in here. And you are getting, oh, Ronita, the cards are like flipping over in the deck. So you have Archangel. Hello, everybody. We've been in almost an hour and 15 minutes now. So we're trying to get through here. So we have the Archangel Ariel that came in for you. And Archangel Ariel is, it's connecting to our second chakra. We're connecting into our sense of connecting into the sacral energy. And this is the place of creation. It is the place of birth. It is the place of our emotions. It is our womanly or, manly energy. It's where our sexual organs are. It also ties into the hips. It ties into the lower back. It ties into a lot of the things that we bring into creation, including our own stories, including our own energy, right? So we manifest by allowing energy to get worked up. We get ourselves worked up. We already, get ahead of ourselves. And so sometimes you are getting so far ahead of yourself. You're telling yourself a story that is tied around, even though you've accomplished a lot. You've been very successful in so many areas of your life. I mean, through all of your loss, you freaking got your degree, right? And you have a great job and you're working, but financial constraints are coming up. And so there's something of like it's almost like you tell yourself the story of like, I'm cursed, or all bad things happen to me. Nothing ever works out when things are going good. And then you have to bring it back around. So you're always reeling this energy out and then reeling it back in. You fall into faith until something doesn't go the way that you think, and then you lose it. And then you come back and then you lose it. But that's what's affecting you being able to stay in this. And so this sense of your, of your worth and your value starts in you starting to create a new story and having to tell yourself a new story. And I could just feel my whole energy just go woof. Like anybody see the dot? Like we got a cat house behind us. We're really styling tonight here. And so there's just a sense of like, it's like you charge up, you fall down, you charge up, you fall down, you charge up, you fall down. Well, that's exhausting, right? So this charge up and fall down is like, we need you to come up and pull up and come up. Pull up. Don't pull down, pull up. It's like you got to pull up and you got to connect into your higher self. How's this serving me today for me to fall into this trap, to fall into this story, to get caught in this energy? And why am I in my head? And why am I believing this story? And why am I letting myself go there? Why am I letting this happen? And why am I letting this affect me? And so there is this story of envy. There's this story of envy that plays out here, and this green-eyed envy. And every time this green-eyed envy story comes in, you start telling yourself a story that puts you in the lack of, that puts you into not feeling worthy, that energy. And I'm like, clear this bullshit out of your head and stop letting yourself. So she's laughing at me because she knows. And so clear out that bullshit story. Don't let this green-eyed envy, energy vampire story that sucks the energy and sucks the life out. Stop letting it be an energy vampire that keeps bringing you down, because then it's too much work and it is too hard to bring you back up. So you're always in a circle, like a hamster in a freaking hamster wheel. Get off the freaking hamster wheel. Get out of the hamster wheel. It's not where you're meant to be. Get out. Find a new way. Know that you are protected. See? So 4 of Swords. See this sense of Zen, mindfulness, being mindful, being present, being in the now, being right here. And you're getting your ass kicked a little bit here because you're being told that within you, there is a healer. Within you, there is a power. You have been told this your whole life. You have witnessed it. You have experienced it. You have come from a father who had that power, who probably let it leak out as well. But you have that sense. And so these beautiful swords, there's 4 of them there. You have coming from the air energy, coming from up above, that you have this beautiful protection that is around you. And just because things are not all working out as you want them to, things are truly have been working out. There's been a lot of success, a lot of blessings, a lot of things, because these guardian angels that are around you, they're fucking tired. They keep trying to say to you, we've been helping you. Like things could have gotten worse, or things could be this way or that way. So being thankful, feeling the sense of being blessed and being mindful and staying present and not letting yourself be swayed this way and that way in that energy is very important as you start to be able to move forward after this 2-2, that the old past energy is now done, not letting that green-eyed envy, not letting that, you're not letting in any of those stories or the energy vampires in. And I just keep seeing like 4. So I keep seeing, this is what I keep seeing. I keep seeing 4 stakes in the ground. So I don't know. I feel like this is a ritual, and I don't know if you had to do it or if it's something that you're like, that someone in your family, like whether your dad did it, but it's like that sense of, placing the 4 sticks in the ground and then you sit in the center. And then when the 4 sticks are in the ground, like you're given only the few things, and you got to stay with yourself until all fear leaves your body, until you recognize that, till all the old hurts and pains leaves. That's what I feel like is happening for you right now. I feel like we have a healing that comes from our ancestral energy. I can hear the rattle, and I can hear the rattle shaking around us. And I have to tell you exactly what I'm getting. I can hear the rattle. The rattle is shaking around us. And I can hear the drumming, and I can hear the wind. The wind is blowing, and it's just saying like a final kind of letting the pain out, letting the pain go, freeing yourself of the pain, because it still has such a control over you, and it tells you not true stories. It is the whispering through the winds of the falsehood that brings you back to believing that story. And so I'm just seeing that energy of right here, right now. It's like energetically, we are in the midst of one of those healings where the pain is being removed from the body. I have extreme pain happening in what would be like the gallbladder, the liver area, those areas right now. And so the extreme pain, I know there is a healing, because that's the areas where where our thoughts travel through, just like food, just like alcohol, just like any of those things that are toxic to our body. It's like, so our thoughts and our words are the same thing, and it's traveling down, and wherever those are stored, it's like that's leaving the body right now. And there's some sort of healing that is unfolding, some sort of like, this is like shamanic, from our indigenous culture. This is a healing that is happening in the presence of us here right now, as if you are sat right there. As you sleep tonight, they will finish this process for you. And this process will be finished. 7 months. Yeah, I'm so proud of you. See the things you freaking accomplished. See the things you have done. And so this is in the middle of this, the thing that you're surrendering now, the thing that you're letting go of, the thing that's not serving you, is the pain that you've harbored, that is being freed from you, so that you can continue to live in a more pure, cleansed, healthy, whole life. So that probably, my liver is back to normal now. Yes. So a cleansing, a completion, an ending, coming full circle as you sleep tonight. Go to bed early. Don't stay up late. Got to be in bed before 12. You got to be in bed before 12. Don't try to stay awake to find out what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. They're just telling me. And so I just see I see the 4 colors. I'm seeing the 4 colors of our medicine wheel. I'm seeing the 4 colors. I'm seeing and they're moving like this, and they're dancing around you. And so there's like this dancing energy. And so this is This is the wise ones. This is the elders. This is the ancestors. This is the energy of the healing energy of our elders that is dancing around you and helping you through this tonight. Yeah, because you're exhausted and they're making sure that you do not lose your way again, that you do not fall. So they're catching you before the exhaustion gets to you. Much love. Thank you. Okay. So I feel the need to just pull one more group card for tonight, guys. I'm being pulled back. I've given a lot right now, and I just feel, I know I'm really listening to spirit, and so I'm trusting, and I'm going to let myself pull. I'm going to pull a card for everybody, for the collective. I will be back. I'm not going to be gone. I'm finding my way back into my own healthy body and my own healthy self. It has been a long 4 years for me, a big journey, a big change, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of challenges. And I'm praying that I am finding my way back into this world and into this life and being able to bring myself back in. And I can't hide the healer in me. She can't go to rest. So I'm going to pull one last card, and this is going to be for everybody. And we're going to the Corrie deck of cards. And for anyone who's been around since the beginning of me creating these cards, is I'm actually returned to the original design of the cards. So I'm just changing the back now, and then the last few writings, and then hopefully I'll be able to start working with the cards more. But they're gone back to the original look. That's the look I'm going back to. I went full circle of letting all other energy in. Oh my fucking God. Okay, so this card was just on the bottom, and it was the underline. And when I picked them up, show them to you, this was the card. And then I shuffled and shuffled, and it's the card that comes back out. And it's a 4, which is the power of 2s. And it is the stargazer. And as I always say to any of my men that are in here, any of this masculine energy that we have, Everyday Goddess is about the feminine energy that exists within all of us, that we all have a feminine energy. We all have a masculine, we all have a masculine, we all have a feminine. And so this is about that sense of our inspiration and our attitude and what inspires us. And sometimes we got to talk to the other side of ourselves. So if we're feminine, if we exist mostly in our feminine, sometimes you got to go to your masculine. Sometimes you got to drop over to the other side of you and get logical and ask yourself some powerful questions into the other energy. So if you shift your energy and move, and then other times you got to come center and you got to be centered. Stargazer is telling us this is Frida. And Frida is telling us that we have everything that we need. Everything that we need, we arrived with. We arrived whole. We arrived loved. We arrived full of grace. We arrived full of light. We arrived full of everything that we need. We have a compass. We have a healer. We have a life coach. We have all the tools that we would need that exist within us. We have intuition and we have instinctual self. The problem is that we have been conditioned to this human world. And when we keep trying to live in the world, please the world, be a part of the world, and compete with the world, when you're competing with this energy, when you're competing with those around you, when you're in comparison and you're comparing yourself to other people and to other people's success and what other people is doing, you will never be content, joyful, at peace, or happy. You'll always be in this challenging energy. You'll be your own energy vampire. You'll always be sucking the life out of your own self, and you'll be always walking in the shoes that don't fit. You'll be walking into a life, a job, a career that does not belong to you, that don't feel right, and it will eventually exhaust you. You will not be happy and filled with joy. You'll be constantly chasing a dream, chasing something, chasing through something. You'll always be in that energy. When you fall back into grace, you show yourself mercy. Fuck, I'm sorry for everything I've put you through. Man, I'm trying to make you, I'm so busy, trying to make you into something. That's how I talk to myself, right? It's like, Why are you doing that to yourself? Why do you feel the need to that? And the biggest thing that you can ever do, don't fucking explain yourself to people. Let people believe whatever they want to believe about you. Because if they ever really wanted to know a true story, or they wanted to know your truth or your side, they would have come and asked with an open heart and an open mind. So let them talk. Let them believe whatever they want to believe. You have nothing to justify or to explain to anyone. When you know your truth in your heart, you let people believe whatever they want. And anyone that holds on to old stories of you, and every time you see them, they remind you, and don't live looking into what somebody else is to find you or to define you. Those moments in our lives that bring us into that sense of awareness, they're like there's a humility and a humbleness and a beauty that comes of when you start to say, I don't have to do this for anyone. I never ever started this journey, this healing journey, for anyone. I never started it to be anything. I never started it with any intention to be anything great. I definitely never thought I was going to be painting pictures. I never thought I'd be writing books, and it didn't really matter to me. And so that energy and that truth of when you just start to walk the way home to you and into you, the unfolding doesn't have effort, and it doesn't have pain in your heart. What has pain in your heart is when you start to feel that pressure or that competition or that old energy and all of those things that then become weights. It's like you're walking with that ball and chain. So when you can see yourself as spirit, when you can see yourself much larger than this human, then you can start to see that there's a greatness within you. You can see this light that's within you. You can see this love that's within you. And you start to know that there is something more. So when you become the world and you start to create the beautiful, your world within your world, and you start to recognize, I'm so much more than this physical story. I'm so much more than all of this. And that there's so much more for us to learn, to discover, for us to find about ourselves. And we start to find our way back home. And then we start to recognize that, you know what, sometimes we've been just like really, truly taking ourselves, like we've been playing these games, even with our own selves, into who we're trying to become, because we're trying to live in all these worlds. And so mystical dreamer Merlena she's in this world and that world. She's curious about this over here. It's that wishing. I wish I could have this. I wish I had that. I wish this is the way things could be. Stop wishing for those things and coming to this state of, hope with that's blended with faith in a knowing, and without that ego, without that shadow self. I hope things work out for the highest good. I'm in this state of just knowing that things are unfolding the way that they're meant to. And if I'm meant to be a part of it, I will be there. What is meant to be yours can never be taken from you. In your life, what is meant to be your destiny in careers or path or whatever it may be, it's yours. And so but if you keep walking away from that light and from your truth and from your truest version of you, if you keep moving away from you and get so caught up in somebody else or in relationships or whatever it is, you'll always be away from yourself. You can have all of those beautiful things, but also be in relationship with you. And, and that's the most beautiful thing. And when you come into this and work with that beautiful light and allow yourself to be enlightened and healed through the light, it's amazing what will happen. So I hope in some way that this all helps you. I'm sorry I can't read everybody in one night, but I know when I'm done and the energy's done, we've been in an hour and a half. And so I'm going to back out, but thank you all for being here. I will be back. Come back again, and you will get chosen. There's many more lives that will be done, that will be there. But like I said, go into the events on my Facebook page or on my website, and you can sign up for the webinar this Sunday. It's a free webinar. It's 1 hour, but you do have to register. Get yourself registered. Found you 5 years ago, and I'm so off. It's 5 years. Wow. Yes, Stacy, you've taken so many of my classes and my courses. For those who don't know, we have the More Than Existing Academy of Higher Consciousness. I can't even tell you how many classes, courses are in there, but it is filled with classes and courses that you can take that are pre-recorded. There's so many lives that I teach. I teach so many courses and classes. I have 2 YouTube channels. I have a radio station, News for the Soul. Radio is my radio show. My other YouTube channel is She Is More Than Existing. That's my podcast. They're all audios. And so there's audio podcast in there. And then I also have my other YouTube channel, which some people are on here tonight. That's where some people are listening from, and other people are on Facebook because I'm on both at the same time. And then there's my Facebook page and so many other things that I do. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for being here. I love you all. And I'm just so thankful for the love and support. Share it out. Get yourself in a webinar. Become a part of the school. Everything else that's there. Take advantage of those things. That's why they're there, is for you to be able to take advantage of those free things that are there. And you can also subscribe to my website, and you can get a monthly group channel message that are only for those that are subscribed, and you can get discounts off of my courses. Much love. Have a beautiful night. And thank you so much. 5 years for Ronita too. See, it's a 5-year thing tonight. I love you all. Have a beautiful night. Much love. Bye-bye.